With interest rates predicted to increase, inflation keeping everyday essentials costly, and the most recent unemployment numbers showing that employers shed some 20,000 jobs in the month of July, got many of you feeling the pinch here amidst the economic uncertainty. Along with that, you got folks still telling you that you need to save your money. Well, how to do that amidst all of this? We've got certified financial planner Derrick Williams in this morning to walk us through some options that could work for you. Good morning to you.
Morning.
It is really confusing because there are multiple options, but then you look at what you may have and you may think, well, where do I begin?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of those, places to begin is looking at, your current, checking and savings account, because, the FDIC put something out that savings accounts, like pure savings, are like 0.38%, and the good flip of interest rates remaining high is that gives people who don't want to take some of that risk in the market with this uncertainty to maybe make the 3.8 to 4%, which is what we're continuing to see as interest rates remain high. So if you're like, hey, I don't want to put some more money in the market, but you just want to start saving. I mean, looking at maybe a high yield savings account as well as a money market that's going to pay you that almost 4, if not over 4%. Right now to make a little bit of money as interest rates remain high.
A lot of experts talk about getting one of those high yield savings accounts. What is that?
So a high yield savings account is an account that's going to pay you interest again of 3 to 4%. Every high yield savings is different. So some of them might say hey, at least put your direct deposit in this account and we're going to waive your fee. Some may say, okay, we want at least a $5,000 minimum. Some maybe upwards of $10,000. But it's just a banking account, but it allows you to, make more interest. And again, some of those might have speculations of direct deposit or, keeping so much in that account.
So that's a good place to start. When looking for a particular account, does it matter, say you already have a checking account with that institution? Should you go with a different bank or can you stay with that one?
You certainly could. I would definitely, do a little bit of research on figuring out, does my bank, offer these high yield savings, or is it a better rate to maybe go with like a Capital One or Bank of America or, Marcus Goldman Sachs, which is a, popular option as well. So.
And we bring this up, we led this with looking at everything being expensive. We're in the midst of back to school. And so you may be thinking that that's not tangible if ultimately, for instance, you say that I've got to have at least a minimum $5,000 and I may not even have that in my checking account. So if I just want to begin saving and I don't have the opportunity to even open a savings account, what can I be doing to get to that point?
Yeah, again, I mean, I talk about this a lot on the show, but it's the budgeting. And of course, one of the big line items in the last, week and a half is back to school,
right.
Calculators, backpacks, whatever it might be. So starting with that budget, right? Figuring out, can I cut, 1 or 2, Uber Eats or DoorDash, or, figuring out, is my Entergy bill too high? Maybe giving them a call and say, hey, can I break down this payment that's, $500 and, maybe split it across these couple of months. But it ultimately goes back to budgeting. Figure out, is there anything I can cut to maybe cut to, maybe save that extra, 25 to 50 just to, help build a little bit of that emergency savings.
Yeah, most definitely. Smart to start there, and then you would get that threshold needed for which you may need to have that high yield if ultimately there is a minimum.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Derrick Williams, we do appreciate you coming in this morning to fill us in on that. Of course, if you missed any of Derrick's tips, we do keep the full recap on our website, WWLTV.com.